Hello and welcome back in, Minthara lovers, to another One Piece prediction video. Just in case you guys don't know what this is, we like to just take a step back, hang out a little bit, and just drop some thoughts on what we could see in the next chapter of One Piece. So, to give you guys a great example of how this typically goes down, I always like to look back at the previous week's chapter first to see how many we got right and most likely wrong. So, here we go. Let's take a look at chapter 11, 87's predictions, where Oda paved the way for Sanji to get Conqueror's Haki. Brother, what a great chapter it was. I'm still thinking about it, man. So, let's go ahead and pick out the paintbrush. Let's just have it be black. Yeah, it'll be black this time around. So, the first prediction I made in regards to the latest chapter, by the way, if you can't tell, I do typically throw these in a bingo format. For why? No real reason. That's the answer. So, here we go. First one, I said that Emu would think about Joyboy, and I gave that one a 100% hit ratio. Because he just can't help himself, man. Emu is there to yap. Emu is there to reminisce. Emu is there to have fun. This is really a field trip for Emu. Dude, how often does he leave the throne room? How often does he leave the flower room? I don't think it happens often. So he is like a kid on a holiday right here. So, triple domain expansion, I thought that Luffy, Loki, and Emu would all transform at the same time. That didn't happen. The only person who transformed was Luffy. And I gave this one a very low percentage because it's like, okay, will Oda actually do this? Will he push the fight forward that hard? The answer is no. Maybe later, but not here. So next up, I thought we would get a Zoro and Sanji update, and the reason why is because typically, before we defeat the big bad villain of an arc, Oda does like to take a step back and show what the wings of the Pirate King are up to, and we did get that in spades. Next up, I thought that a giant would cut Zaza, because Zaza is this infinite rain nightmare monster, so Zaza getting cut wouldn't really matter. I gave this one a 90% chance of happening, and this happened. You might be saying, Sai, wait, what? Wait, what do you mean somebody cut Zaza? Yes. The person who cut it, I believe, was Ripley. But yeah, we did see a giant cut Zaza. It wasn't focused on. It is in that giant spread of Zaza picking up the kids. But you do see one of Zaza's arms falling off. And one of the giants, again, I think it was Ripley, is swinging their sword through it. So it is a small detail, but it happened. Next, I thought that Yarl would drop some words, drop some wisdom. Didn't happen. We actually do not see Yarl at all, dude. Crazy stuff. Next, I thought that Shuri's ice would crack or get melted. This did happen. And I will admit, but I'm kind of surprised that this did happen because I thought it would just be too quick, right? Oh yeah, we just leave the Brook flashback. Brook wants to save her. Will it really just take one chapter? The answer is yes. You know, Oda is speeding things up. So there we go. Next up, down to the bottom three. As per usual, the bottom three are typically pulled from the comment section. Somebody said that Brook would sing to Gunko. I thought this was really sweet. It would make a lot of sense, but it did not happen. Because, again, we broke the ice really quickly. Or should I say Ragnir broke the ice really quickly. So next, somebody said that Luffy and Loki would argue over who gets to fight Emu. And this did happen, you know. It was at the beginning of the chapter. Luffy sent him flying. And then he was like, hey, Loki, do you want to like take a step back? You know, you're huffing and puffing, man. And Loki was like, hey, watch who you're talking to. I'm fine. Yes, they did argue like Goku and Vegeta. Now, for the final one, this was a throwaway one. I saw some people saying, oh, one panel of a sword, huh? Brother, in bingo, there's typically a free space in the middle. So why not? Let's have some fun, man. Nobody is gonna come in and, you know, police the bingo sheet. We can get away with whatever we want. So hell yeah, we put down one panel of a sword, and this did happen again in spades. We got Zoro, we got the giant cutting Zaza, we have, I think that's it. With all the swordage we got? Yeah, that's all the swordage we got. I guess you could count Saint Somers. Somers is weird because he has a sword, but the way he uses it is kind of like a club. Or at least that's how he was using it against Scomper and Saul. But yeah, even in this chapter, he used this sword by pointing it at Zoro and then just expanding it. So, is he a swordsman? I guess that's going to be like another big debate, right? Oh, is Rocksteady Zebek a swordsman? Is Roger a swordsman? let's ask the question about Sommers too, man. Sommers is a funny one. But yes, there we have it, man. We actually got a freaking bingo. We actually almost got multiple freaking bingos. This might be the best bingo prediction sheet we have done thus far. 6 out of 9. Granted, a lot of these were pretty easy, but still, I thought that was solid, man. So now that we got this out of the way, it is time to go to 1188, the next chapter of One Piece, with our very first prediction, where I think that Emu, all caps, Emu, talks about the Pirate King. Yes, Luffy said he wanted to become Pirate King at the end of last week's chapter. I do think that Emu's going to talk about this because during the Vegapunk broadcast, I wanted to put this down here. During the Vegapunk broadcast, Vegapunk mentioned that Joyboy was the very first pirate. He was that guy. Emu knew Joyboy, so he probably knows what it means to be a pirate, what it means to be a pirate king. So I would love it if Emu just says, oh, you're one of them, huh? Ah, Joyboy, see what you did? Or, maybe Emu even had the same dream at 1.2 because he knew Joyboy. Maybe Emu also had that dream and he talks about it. I would love it if we gave more weight to Laugh Tale and the Pirate King title, man. I think that'd be so dope. So, second up, I think we're going to get another new Emu attack. I think this is a pretty slam dunk one because Emu has just really been spamming new attacks over and over and over, and they're named as well. Stigmata, we got Nemesis, there was, I can't pronounce it. It's the one where, like, he had that ring of death and it was raining down balls. It's the Aztec death goddess. Yes, Emu with these attacks, dude, he's got a deep bag. He's got a deep bag just like a clown's pocket. Now, for the third one, I think Emu will mention, all one line, let's do a mention on this one. Will mention Joyboy's power. Is this a good way to put it? Actually, let's just put DF for Devil Fruit. There we go. Now it's all gonna fit. Because Emu's been around the rodeo, because Emu has fought Joyboy in the past, and he probably saw the peak of this power, I think he's gonna say something about how Luffy utilizes it. Like, oh, you're only doing this? Oh, Luffy, when are you gonna whip out your flame attacks, huh? And then Luffy's like, wait, what? Luffy, when are you gonna whip out the Biju bomb? And Luffy's like, wait, Biju, huh? What not? Yes, because Emu has seen what Joyboy's capable of firsthand, I think he will say something to Luffy, and then Luffy's gonna contemplate saying, wait, can I do that? Do I actually have that power, that devil fruit? I think we're gonna get it. Again, Emu, he cannot help himself, dude. It is a guy addicted to drugs. He just can't stop. So now, let's move away from Emu for a little bit, because I don't think the whole chapter is gonna focus on Emu. I think half the chapter will, but on to this next one, I do think we're gonna shift our focus over to Loki and the Straw Hat Pirates. I think he'll have a nice interaction with them, and I am looking forward to it. Let's put Loki plus Ragnir. Let's just do Rag. Loki plus Rag talks to the SH Pirates. Will this fit? Well, if we shrink it, yeah, that looks good. Okay. Yes. So far, the only Straw Hats that have really met Loki are Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy. So I would love it if Nami, for example, talks to Loki. Because Nami is one of the only people amongst the crew, unless they told each other off screen, that knows Lola was supposed to marry Loki, and then she left him at the altar. Maybe she brings that up. But also, maybe this isn't the best time. You know, imagine that. You're fighting the king of the world, this demon on Elbaf. They're trying to kidnap kids. And then Nami says, hey, Loki, you know, I know Lola. I heard she dumped you. Not the time, Nami. Not the time, dude. But that is something that I think we'll get eventually. If we get it here, I think it'd be pretty funny, though. And then as far as Ragnir goes, perhaps this is where we get an Usopp and Ragnir scene. I know people do not like this theory necessarily, but I am a believer. I am a coper. We could get something there. You know, maybe Ragnir looks at Usopp and he's like, oh my god, is that Usopp D. Blanc Nolan? I'm just making stuff up at this point. But yeah, I do think Loki and Ragnir interacting with the Straw Hat Pirates will be a lot of fun. Hell, maybe even Jinbei, Frankie, Brook, they could get some lines in too. I would love to see how Loki interacts with the gang. So, next up, I do think, since we are over here, Shuri gets possessed. Yes, I do think that block of ice will thaw fully. I mean, it was halfway thawed come last chapter. I think she's going to get out. She might talk to Brook a little bit. And then Emu might notice that she's out and about. And then he simply gives her a command, like he did for King Harold. And she's just a mindless zombie. Emu does not have to actively go inside of Shuri's body and control her. No, again, he could just do what he did to King Harold and say, hey, dominate Elbaf, or ooh, kill Brook. And then she's going to have to do it because she has the Mark of the Abyss. I think the chance of that happening is pretty high. Whether it's next chapter or the chapter afterwards, I do not think the Shuri situation is going to be all sunshine and rainbows right away. Next up, cutting over to Sanji now. I think we'll get some scene of Sanji deliberating. Did I spell that right? I think I did. Sanji, let's just put Sanji deliberates. Yeah, oh, okay, now I'm just spelling it wrong. Okay, I think I got it right there. Sanji deliberates. I think he's gonna think about what it means to love himself. He's gonna think about what it means to get over his doubts. I do not think that Sanji's gonna get Conqueror's Haki right away. So because of that, I think he will have to, like, ponder this a little bit while fighting Killingham. Maybe every time he exchanges blows, he just thinks to himself, okay, what does this mean? How do I do it? Is it my family? Does it have to do with women? I think we're going to get some inner monologuing with Sanji. So now, onto the bottom row. Again, I pulled these from the comment section of the last video. The first one I saw that caught my eye said that we are going to see Hajrudin. Hajrudin gets mentioned. Brother, Loki is a shining star in Elbaf. People love Loki. But lest we forget, he has an older brother. He does. Hey. Hajrudin is that guy. Is he as cool as Loki? No. Is he as strong as Loki? No. Does the story put Hajrudin in a spot where he can have as much impact as Loki? No. Or at least not yet. So maybe Oda starts tackling Hajrudin and starts expanding upon him. I do like the idea that Hajrudin gets upgraded in this arc. Maybe he gets the sword within Jarl's head because that was his father's blade. You know, maybe he just starts standing up to Zaza even. I just want to see something from Hajrudin. I'm not even a Hajrudin fan. You know, even going back to Usopp, I'm not even an Usopp fan. But that being said, I still want to see these characters that I do not really care for get time in the spotlight. I want the people who do like Hajrudin, the people who do like Usopp, to eat good. And I do think it would be good for the story too. So it's a win-win situation. Hajrudin getting mentioned has to happen someday, man. I'm glad somebody's keeping the Hajrudin agenda alive. Keep his name out there, man. Keep it out there. So, second comment I saw was that Usopp starts reflecting, kind of like the one where I said Sanji deliberates. This is pretty abstract, but I do think the idea that Usopp starts thinking about his role within the crew, start thinking about what he can do here on this island, I think that'd be dope. Because so far, a lot of the Straw Hats have done something. Usopp really hasn't. Yes, he had the moment where he said, hey, Emu, fight us yourself. Come over here, you coward. He had that moment. I think he's going to get more. And kind of like how Sanji has doubts of himself, Usopp is in the exact same boat. Dude, when they were talking about breaking the ice block, Usopp was like, oh, yeah, I don't know if my explosives will work. I hope Usopp locks in this arc. I have hope for Usopp. So if he starts thinking about what he can do next, maybe that's a better way to put it, but if Usopp starts thinking about the next steps on how to grow, that would be dope. Again, I don't know if this will happen right away, but let's pray. Let's pray. So now, for the final one I pulled from the comment section, they said that we will not see Sanji get COC yet. I agree with this one. I think we will have to build up the Killingham battle a little bit more before Sanji gets COC. You know, I do think in the final stretch of the Killingham fight, it's all going to manifest. But since we're still in the early stages, hell, I'd argue we haven't even started yet, I think we're not going to see it. So that is why I think Sanji will simply contemplate. Should I change this one, actually? I feel like these two, the one at the bottom right and the one right above it, they are very much in line. Yeah, let's change it. Let's do a Luffy one. Luffy does what? Nah. Dang, I gotta think on the spot. You know, usually I have these all typed out on the side. I'm ready to go. I've been thinking about these in the shower. Now I'm like, oh man, what do I put here? Was it a bad idea to delete the last one? No, I agree with that. I don't want the predictions to be too samey. Luffy, does he land another blow? Ooh, maybe Luffy gets hit. Should we do that? Luffy gets hit hard. Ooh, let's do that. Yeah, Luffy gets hit hard. Because Emu strong. No, that's stupid. What I'm trying to get at is that Luffy gets hurt. Luffy feels pain. Ooh, there we go. Because Gear 5th Luffy is very odd, right? Whenever Kaido attacked him in Gear 5th, Luffy, yeah, he's like, oh, stars are popping out of his head. But he bounces back. You know, Luffy just keeps on laughing. I do think if there's one character that can cause Gear 5th to feel actual, legitimate, ouchie pain, it would be Emu. Again, because he's been around the block. There we go. Here we have it. Those are the 9 I got for chapter 1188. Now it is time to go through and give them some numbers based on how likely I think they are to happen. Let's throw this in red. We got some aura colors here today. Black and red, huh? The classic. Emu talking about the Pirate King. I'm going to give that one a 90%. I just think it's very, very damn likely. Actually, let's go up. Let's just give this 100. Dude, Emu and talking, you can't separate them, man. Now, another new Emu attack. I'm a little bit lower on this one. No, I'm not. I'm actually super high. Dude, it doesn't even have to be named, right? As long as Emu does something brand new, done. Hell, when he fought Loki, he whipped out like 50 different new weapons. Exaggerating there, but he whipped out a lot of new weapons, and I consider those new attacks. So yes, because new attack is so broad, dropping it at 100. Emu mentioning the Devil Fruit's power in regards to Joyboy and Nika. I'm a little bit lower on this one, believe it or not. I said Emu's a yapper, but how much will he yap right away? Let's give this one 60%. Let's give this one 60%. And that's mainly because I don't know how much time Oda will dedicate to Luffy versus Emu. But what gives me hope is that Oda, when he ended last chapter, he did write in English, Emu no Rona versus Monkey D. Luffy. So hey, maybe he does continue it for a minute. Loki and Ragnir talking to the Straw Hat Pirates. Yep, this feels like filler. In a good way, right? It's good filler. We're going to simply cut away and boom, this is just happening. Yeah, Loki and Ragnir talking to the Straw Hats 100. Man, I'm really confident in these, huh? Shuri getting possessed. I'm going to go low on this one. Because it would require Emu to actually notice what's happening, because it requires her to get fully thought out, I'm going to lowball this one. Let's just give it 30. Luffy getting hurt and feeling pain. 50%. I'm not high, but I'm not low. Because Luffy can dodge, right? If Luffy simply dodges an attack, this is not going to happen. I don't think Luffy will dodge all of Emu's attacks, but will the attack Emu land even be painful? There's so many ifs about this one that I'm just going to lowball it for now. If this was full on Luffy versus Emu 100%, I'd give it 100. But again, I think we will cut away. Hajrudin mention. I said you're finding the good fight. You are. Will we get a Hajrudin mention right away? Oh, wait. If Loki's talking to the Straw Hats, maybe they bring it up. Hey, you're related to Hajrudin, aren't you? Ooh, wait a minute. I was going to give this one 20. I was going to give it 20. Maybe I go to like 35. Maybe we go to 35. That's not bad, actually. Yeah. Usopp reflection. Ooh, kind of specific. You know, Usopp, I bet will have reflection come some point in Elbaf. Will it be right away during this down moment? I'd say 20%. It's just a matter of when, not if, for me. We will not see Sanji get COC yet. This is a 100. This is just like a free space. Actually, out of all of these, this might be the one I'm most confident in. Just because it's like, yeah, we're going to spend some time with Sanji building this up. it's not going to be like, boom, snap of a finger, next chapter, Black Flames, Black conquers Haki. No, no, no. This will take time. But yeah, there we go, you guys. Those are my 9 predictions for chapter 1188 of One Piece. Let me know yours down below. And also, let me know what you think about what we have here on the board. I'll catch you guys next time, guys. Peace out and stay safe till the spoilers drop.